Hello, everybody. This is MC in the house. Subscribe right there. Yes, I'm going live. Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm trying to get close. I'm trying to wrap up some other shows, and we about to get this show started. Is these $5,000 refund checks coming in? Not a stimulus check, because the last time we had a stimulus check was when we was up under the COVID-19 and the economy was down. So, and really we couldn't really go out and spend like the way we wanted to spend, because we even had EBT cards or PBT cards. And by the time I knew I had one, man, they done filled it up twice. And then I was like, whoa, people say, man, you better check your mail. And I was looking for this letter. Finally, I said, it's a card in there. So I was happy. And I went over there to Costco, and I got to shopping. I'm surprised Costco was open. So in a few weeks we're getting close. But in order for this refund check, which is like an income tax check for previous years of us paying taxes on wasteful programs, this is basically the take on this wasteful program, and we saw some spending that literally came out of our pockets for some of these programs. So that's what this scream is going to be about. I'm gonna show a little bit of that. So before we get started, let's look at what this. If I can find this video right here, I'm going to bring this video up, and then we're going to start it off with that first video right at the top over here. See, it's right there. I'm going to start with this one at the top. The stimulus check and refund update one. So let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
Hey, so we have an update on the $5,000 DOGE refund check, and this might just change how people see it. Since our last update, the conversation around this has picked up steam, with more details coming out about what this refund actually is. Is it a stimulus check, and who might get it, and if it's even going to happen? Some of you have been asking, is this a real tax refund or just another political promise? And today, we're breaking it all down. Just before we jump in, if you want to stay updated on everything happening with stimulus checks and the DOGE refund, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the latest developments. All right, let's get into it. A lot of people are calling this a stimulus check, but that's not really accurate. Unlike the stimulus payments we saw during the pandemic, which were meant to boost spending during an economic crisis, the DOGE refund is being positioned as a tax refund, something that's coming from government savings, not new spending or borrowing. The idea is that the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, would find ways to cut wasteful spending and return 20% of those savings directly to taxpayers. James Fishback, the guy behind this proposal, estimates that if DOGE hits its $2 trillion savings goal, 79 million tax-paying households could get a $5,000 check. But here's the key.
So James Fishback, he's a hedge fund individual that has a company of some sort, but that's what he estimated.
So far, DOGE claims to have identified $55 billion in savings, which is still a long way from the $2 trillion needed to fully fund these checks. And that brings us to the big question: who would actually qualify? If you remember from our last video, this refund would only go to tax-paying households, meaning if you don't file federal income taxes, or you get back more than you pay in, you likely wouldn't qualify. That means many lower-income Americans and retirees who primarily rely on Social Security could be left out, which has been a major point of debate. Some argue that if this is a true refund, it should go to everyone who contributes to the economy, while others say it should only go to those actively paying federal income taxes. Now let's talk about the latest political reactions, because this is where things get interesting. President
So, I'm going to stop it there. So if you would like to see the video, because so far I was pretty much halfway through it, follow me. I'm going to put the link either here or on the last video I did on this. If I can put at the bottom of the chat, at the bottom of the chat. So in other words, those that have been filing income tax. So this is not like we're up under a government shutdown and we're going to give everybody some funding. And remember the last time we had that government shutdown, weren't those some loans? Didn't we tap into some trillions to give everybody some? And that is what triggered this inflation. The inflation in cars, gas, and economy, food. Soon as we got a few of those stimulus checks, it was to stimulate what? Stimulate the inflation that was coming behind. Supposedly, I think, behind all of the behind the hurricane of the way everyone was moving, getting the money, going out shopping, building up supplies for toilet paper and all of this stuff. And what I did with mine, I was fortunate to lose some money and gain some money. So I learned how to do a little bit of the stock market. I was already doing that, but then I had a chance to combine that with my regular paycheck to pay off my student loan. And hopefully I have a video of that coming pretty soon. So, it is some changes in that. So look up the information on the student loan. And I have this one more video. Another point of where I wanted to get to right in the video was in the video up under that video that I showed y'all. Let me back it up. Let's hear what this brother has to say, and then we're going to read it. And fair use to this video, because his is tight.
This is it, guys. Washington is really talking about the proposal for a DOGE dividend. I mean, it's even gained support from DOGE head Elon Musk and President Donald Trump. Now, it's pretty straightforward. They want 20%.
See, DOGE dividends, which would distribute 20% of government savings to taxpayers. So that's how the hedge fund guy, Fishburne or whoever his name was, looks at it. So I'm bringing this video in more, and I'm going to the bottom, and then we're going to listen to this and talk about it. Get ready.
This is it, guys. Washington is really talking about the proposal for a DOGE dividend. I mean, it's even gained support from DOGE head Elon Musk and President Donald Trump. Now, it's pretty straightforward. They want 20% of the government's savings to go back to taxpayers in the form of a DOGE dividend check. If we hit the $2 trillion savings goal, and they say we will, we could be seeing checks as high as $5,000. The 28-year-old hedge fund manager behind the idea, James Fishback, he said that he's already been meeting with Elon Musk and lawmakers. According to him, the president supports this, and Elon Musk, he likes the idea of incentivizing people to report waste, fraud, and abuse. In fact, the proposed bill will be coming in the next few days. The next few days, guys. Isn't this freaking exciting? President Trump himself mentioned it in a speech a couple weeks back, saying there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible. Now, according to the president, by doing this, Americans will help to tell us where the waste is. They'll be reporting it themselves. They participate in the process of saving money. True enough, guys, people are raring to go as...
That's where I wanted to stop. So That's where I want to stop. So who's willing to participate? We have people protesting. We have Marxists or individuals messing up Tesla equipment and burning cars. Yes, the stock market, they did take a dip in Tesla, but not the big dip that everyone supposedly really wanted. See, so and then there's a lot of news coverage. So it looks like, well, it don't look like it. Is still a division going on. What they're basically saying is it's a lot of government, city, and employees that may know sectors within their agencies where it do appear to be some wasteful spending on wasteful things that's going on. So feel free to share this video. If you're an individual like me, I might know a few areas of where these three programs may need to be one program because there's so much spending on having everything separated. So is a lot of y'all programs all one age oriented, or if it's multiple age oriented, and if it's a reason for that, is it race oriented or gender oriented? Does certain programs have things that that where we can weave and balance out this? And another thing, let's get to this part. In the thumbnail, y'all see, what will you spend this $5,000 on? Will you spend it? Will you make it be a rainy day fund? Or will you invest it? Some people may try to do all three of it. Slice it up in three sections. Go to Vegas. Play them cards and slot machines. I don't know. Or will you invest in yourself? Now, if you invest in yourself, I believe that that's a great idea. If you invest in your family, I believe that's a great idea. So, put down in the chat some of the things you may want to do with this investment. Now, I don't know if I have one more video I can look up. And the reason why I'm saying fair use, because it's a certain percentage of individuals' video, and you can use my video also, that you have to say fair use. And I'd like to thank Ron H. for sharing that one right there, and the money instructor for the first video. Now, here's another one from Steve Ram. Now, he has this, or should we check out this one? These are, well, let me give y'all a chance to let y'all see what I'm looking at right here. This is what I'm looking at. See, that's what I'm looking at. So I'm just scrolling and trying to see. Here's what we know about the $5,000 dividend. This is THV11. That's in 1 minute, 5,000 stimulus check. Here's another brother. So just feel free to Google. Look, and this guy misquoted, DOGE refund check going out to every American. Here's why. Now, that's not necessarily true. They said taxpayers. So those stimulus checks, but it should, because at one time, some of the people that's homeless was a taxpayer. So really, maybe it should go out that way. $5,000 stimulus check. Meet Kevin. Kevin had some good stuff. I listened to him a couple of times. In breaking news, Trump administration, this is 2 weeks ago. Try to find something real recent. And check out that. There our girl. Caroline gives shock on Zelensky, Greenland election. 2 weeks ago. So I don't see nothing from today, just that second one that I had right there. 2 days ago. Which one is it? Oh, yeah, we did that one. So let's take it back to the top, y'all. So some people, like if you do got a debt or a car to pay off, let me tell you where I made one wrong step. I should have paid off. See, I paid off my car and I got caught up. And before I knew it, up under the Dems administration last year, the interest rate on the credit cards went up. And it almost had me caught up. So I would like to thank a loved one for helping me out there. They know who they is. And I've been sending them payments to pay that credit card now because I paid it down from 11,000 all the way down to 7,000. Then I get to 6,000. Then the interest rate rocked it back up so fast that it was hard for me to catch up. So it's a whole lot of turmoil going on. And enjoy this video, share it, and I'm gonna put the thumbnail in. I don't see anybody really watching it right at the moment. I'm live on YouTube and I'm on Rescreen. Until then, and I gotta start reading my notes, huh? I really don't have that many notes, but be on the lookout. I'll be back in about 20 or 30 minutes with another show. Peace.